And women have this tendency of, well, it's actually natural. If you tell her that this is what it is, she builds and starts to structure her life around what you tell her.
Got niggas coughing back there. That's one.
Right? So that's how women do, because they're very emotional creatures. So they're gonna build their life around you and what makes you happy. And not only that, but what makes you comfortable.
Wives for real.
Now, big boy, that one I always leave the speculation.
Really?
I like it. I like that people guess.
Okay, well, just do this. I have one. Do you have more than me?
Yes, without a doubt. Wow. See, your life is difficult because you got to just focus on one thing all the time.
Y'all, Akon is spiraling right now because his wife of 30 years, the woman he believed would stand by him forever, just filed for divorce, and it completely blindsided him. For years, Akon has proudly talked about having multiple wives, boasting about his 4 sister wives, and hinting at even more women waiting in the wings. He's repeatedly told women that as long as a man can provide, they should accept that men were never meant to be with just one woman for life. Well, whether he meant it or not, his wife clearly took him at his word, and after decades of waiting for him to change, she's finally done. She stuck around through the fame, the music, and all the headlines, hoping one day he'd choose commitment over chaos, but that day never came. Now, she's walking away, and Akon's ego has taken a major hit. Insiders say he's shocked, struggling to process that she actually left after all these years. But the drama doesn't stop there. Fans are convinced this divorce is just the beginning of a bigger unraveling. Many are calling it karma, saying Akon's long-celebrated polyamorous lifestyle is finally catching up to him. Others think this might force him to face the reality that not every woman is willing to play second, third, or fourth in his so-called modern arrangement. Either way, this breakup is shaking the image Akon's built for years. The confident man in control suddenly looks like he's losing grip, both emotionally and publicly. And if the rumors are true, this divorce could open the floodgates for even more women to step forward, questioning whether Akon's version of love ever truly worked for anyone but him.
Okay, you got 4 hoodies.
Right.
Now, every day, you got a choice of which hoodie to wear without even double thinking because you have the choice to make. One hoodie, you can't wear it.
With these hoodies that I have, right?
Different colors.
They don't have to be in different households, unless you got it like that too. They don't have to be like in different households. They don't have to have different wants and different needs. And that's a lot of attention.
Yeah,
a hoodie is just like this. You know what I'm saying? And I go get the hoodie, and I put the hoodie on.
Right now.
But it's totally...
Y'all, everybody was expecting Akon's 29th anniversary with his wife, Tamika Tama Thiam, to go down without even a whisper of drama. I mean, they were just on the BET Awards red carpet in 2024, smiling, holding hands, and promoting her new album Reflections. When asked about the secret to their long-lasting marriage, they both sounded solid, talking about trust, loyalty, and commitment, about having each other's backs no matter what. Akon even said, "You trust the person you're with. You make sure you back them in whatever situation. Everyone's going to have a flaw, so it's like, pick your best poison, right? Who are you willing to be with and deal with all that comes with them for the rest of your life?" Well, now everybody's wondering, where's all that trust at? Because it clearly vanished when Thomas shocked the world by filing for divorce just days after their 29th anniversary. The move blindsided fans who thought Akon had everything under control in his household. But according to Tama, nobody should be surprised after all the public humiliation she's had to endure for nearly 3 decades. Akon's been vocal for years about being an American man with an African mindset, openly bragging about having multiple wives and calling it part of his culture. While he proudly flaunted his lifestyle, most people didn't even realize he had a legal wife this whole time, and that woman was Tama. The two tied the knot back in 1996, long before Akon became a global superstar. For years, especially in the early 2000s, people thought their marriage was rock solid, until Akon dropped that 2006 bombshell in an interview, casually admitting that he had several wives living with him in Atlanta. That confession turned heads, but Thomas stood by him, keeping her dignity intact while Akon's love life became tabloid fodder. Now, almost 30 years later, it seems she's finally done playing the loyal wife while watching him proudly parade his other wives.
Like bitches that in my relationship that want to be on the side is because they broke and they really just trying to figure out a way, and they see what my husband is doing for me and they want to be elevated, in my opinion.
Right.
But far as like the world, I feel like it's many, not anybody's situation we just spoke on, but many women are out here getting cheated on and knowing their man is cheating on them in a committed relationship. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And what they do is they just accept it. But guess what? You don't have to be Muslim to be in a polygamy relationship,
right,
or polygamous relationship. You don't have to be Muslim to be in that.
So
you just have to, your man has to be brave to be able to put his foot down and say, is you with it or is you not?
And he kept doubling down on it every chance he got, proudly claiming that being polyamorous wasn't just a lifestyle choice. It was part of his belief system. According to Akon, as long as a man can provide for his women financially and emotionally, there's no reason he shouldn't have multiple partners. His bold stance had the internet buzzing because, let's be real, it's not every day that a celebrity openly admits to having multiple wives and living with all of them under the same roof like one big, unconventional family. People were left wondering how that even worked and who in the world would agree to such an arrangement. But Akon didn't just stop at talking about his wives. He was also candid about his children. In a 2007 Blender magazine interview, he revealed that he had 6 kids with 3 different women, a number that has since grown to 9. Whenever questioned about how he managed it all, Akon said he'd been upfront from the start and that Tama, his legal wife, understood and accepted it. In fact, he often claimed she wasn't bothered because she knew he wasn't going anywhere. Over the years, Tama even found herself defending their unconventional marriage, especially during her own interviews. Whenever she tried to focus on her career or personal projects, the spotlight would inevitably shift back to her marriage with Akon, forcing her to act like she was completely unbothered by his lifestyle, even when it was clear the arrangement came with more than its fair share of emotional challenges. Behind the scenes, not every one of Akon's wives was smiling. A few years back, Rachel Ritt, often referred to as Lucky Wife Number 4, decided she'd had enough and walked away after discovering that Akon was expecting his 5th child with another one of his wives. Even though Rachel had accepted that Akon had other women, she always believed she was his favorite, the one who got the most attention. But once that illusion was shattered by another pregnancy, reality hit her hard. She realized she didn't want to spend her life with a man who was always 1 foot in and 1 foot out. And she wasn't alone. Another wife, Trina Anna, ended up clashing with Akon after he found out she had been seeing someone else behind his back. Like, seriously, what did he expect? That she'd just sit around waiting for her turn while he played musical chairs with his relationships? Through it all, the one constant in his life was his legal wife, Tamika, who had stood by him for almost 3 decades. But even that foundation has now crumbled. With their daughter Journey turning 18, Tamika has decided there's no reason to keep pretending. She's officially done and has filed for divorce, requesting joint legal custody but sole physical custody of their daughter, while also seeking spousal support and leaving Akon with visitation rights only. There's no confirmation about a prenup or postnup, but after nearly 30 years of holding things together, this split could get messy. Sources say Akon has been trying to meet with Tamika to talk things through, but she's not budging. She's done for real this time. And honestly, the internet is cheering her on. People are saying it's about time she realized her worth and stopped settling for a man who clearly wanted to have it all. One fan put it perfectly. Men like that say they can't be with one woman, but even in poly relationships, they still cheat. It's not about love or culture. It's about wanting to sleep with whoever they want. Period. And that right there sums it up. Because in many marriages, 2 people stand at the altar, but only one is truly committed. Now, the big question remains, if you were in Tamika's shoes, would you divorce Akon? Or would you stick it out until the end? Sound off in the comments, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button before checking out the next video. Berries.